I'm Guy Winch. I'm a clinical psychologist and an author and a speaker. I live and practice in New York City. Sam contacted me. It was a cold email saying, I do this thing and I think you'll be a good match for it. And then we had a big Skype session. And when you have a Skype conversation with someone you don't know and an hour flies by and there's more to talk about, there's a connection there. We sustain psychological and emotional injuries in life as much as we do physical ones. Injuries like failure or rejection, they can impact our lives in dramatic ways. Sam gives a lot of importance to emotional life and to the mind, and these are the two things that I really speak about as much as possible. So to me, someone who's really focusing on our emotional life, on emotions and the mind and the interaction they have together speaks to me. And yet, even though there are scientifically based techniques we could use to ease the pain of our emotional pain, we don't. What do we say? Oh, you're feeling depressed? Just shake it off. It's all in your head. Can you imagine saying that to somebody with a broken leg? Oh, just walk it off. It's all in your leg. It's time we close the gap between our physical and our emotional health. You know, we have a hierarchy of needs, and so it's first about physical safety, then it's about food, then it's about shelter. It's only when we get to a certain point that we are living in a certain level of comfort that we can start to think of, okay, now what about quality of life as opposed to just life? We have a finite amount of intellectual resources in our brain, and emotional distress leaches a huge chunk of that, leaving much less left over for you to do your regular life with. I think Sam distinguishes himself because he's passionate and he's very knowledgeable and he's very open. He's a leader in his community and he nonetheless wants to drill down into the things that affect everyone at every layer of that community, and I really appreciate that. You know, 100 years ago, people began practicing personal hygiene and life expectancy rates rose by 50% in just a matter of decades. And I believe our quality of life could rise just as much if we all started practicing emotional first aid and prioritizing our emotional health. And we do not have to wait decades to see the result. We will see them immediately. So far, I've had a really good time. People are open and curious and interested. I think with Upgrade Your Life, Sam has managed to bring a really interesting philosophy to a lot of people in a very broad way. And so I think it's a really interesting approach to bring a lot of different fields together under one umbrella. My request for you, for all of you, is treat your emotional and your physical health equally. Thank you very much. It's been a good experience all around.